Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. Thank you for coming back. You join me today making the 2025 Ducati V2 of MMB Racing. That's McManus Brothers Racing. It's rode by Eugene McManus, James McManus and Harry TRUELOVE in the British Supersport class. But first, how cool is that intro? Holy hell! So good, so good. Massive thank you to my good friend Blaren Bresnica, a 3D artist based out in Kosovo, for working with me to create, in my opinion, the best intro in motorcycle video games. The guy has outdone himself. Absolutely amazing. The concepts that I was working on. So basically, I don't really play the game rather than do art. So some guys will, a lot of YouTubers that you might watch will put like a collab, a little bit of a, different motorcycle games that they play, and they'll have some music, probably some rock music, and it'll look cool and it'll be great for them. But I don't want to put rock music over me making a livery, which is quite a therapeutic and chill thing to do. So what I wanted was something that was just, very me. Let's bring in lots of influences from my life. Maybe go back in time and look at games I used to play. I used to love Fight Night, so let's have some boxing stuff in there. Tony Hawk Pro Skater, let's get a skateboard, and let's build up my own imaginary garage that I would probably sit and create these liveries in. That was the idea, and just loved the retro aesthetic. I wanted the old TV, I wanted the character to be walking through that garage, seeing the different bits and pieces and the memorabilia. You can see on the wall in front of you there's like a BSB poster that says DLC out now. Just lots of things. You can see the R5L logo on like a little sketchboard as you come into the garage. You walk up to that screen. As you get closer you can see the press to play, and then boom, straight into the video. It took time, ain't gonna lie, it took a while, but every little piece of that is handcrafted. It's used on a tool called Blender where you can create 3D effects, and on top of that, once you export that environment, then have to record the walk-in, add to the sound effects. There is, if you have your volume turned up enough, you can hear like the thud of music in the background, because even prior to making liveries, I love to just put on some headphones or put on some music and play around, and I've always been doing that regardless of the game. So I like the idea of some kind of music playing in the background, and you can hear that if you turn up the volume. So yeah, amazing work from Blaren. I cannot thank you enough, my friend. As well as that, I am working on some other bits and pieces as well that's going to improve the overall quality. I've just picked up a brand new Audio Technica microphone, like a professional microphone. I still need to get some cables and some converters to use it on my laptop, and I need to get some stand for it as well. So that's probably coming maybe in the next video. You'll notice a significant improvement on the audio, maybe the video after. What I'm also considering doing is just using my phone. I have a pretty decent phone camera, so maybe getting some kind of phone mount and then adding some HD video of me doing this narration in the bottom left corner of the video. So if you'd like to see that, also just let me know. It'll kind of light a fire at my butt and get me to do it quicker. But the audio is a big thing that I want to improve. I'm quite happy with this audio. I think that my headset is pretty decent. It certainly serves, in the many meetings I have at work, but I want it to be the best production value that I can possibly get. Because I want to create content, first and foremost, that I want to watch. And I'm very picky. Very picky when it comes to finding people that I'd like to watch on YouTube, but also the overall quality. I will click off videos super quick if the production is not great. So I have to eat my own cooking there and start improving things. But we're getting there. We're making some great significant progress. So turning the focus to this Ducati V2, it is busy on the front, isn't it? There is a lot of stickers that I've got on there. I decided to make every single sticker, including the fonts and everything. Sometimes, if I'm pushed for time, I might use a font that Milestone has kindly given us. In this instance, including the frame tech, the MMB Racing, the Powellfinger, SF Sprint filter. I just did not bother with any of the fonts that Milestone gave me. I made it myself just using the shapes. And as a result, absolutely rinsed through the layers super fast, and you'll see me at the end as I try and adapt to that, because I think we had like 1,000 layers just on the front of this bike, but it's stunning. It's such a nice bike, and you'll see it as we build this up. You'll see how crazy cool this is. I didn't want to do this half-assed. I didn't want to cut corners and do things. I wanted to try and make this as good as I possibly could with the 2,000 layer limit. When that happens, I run out of layers pretty fast, and that's what I did here. If I come into a bike and I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to make this perfect, I'm going to do this as best I can, you'll find that I run out of layers way too fast, and I will never learn, because I've done hundreds of liveries in my time. Started making liveries in gaming, I think maybe 2005. So to give you an idea, 2005, I think was that was Forza Motorsport. I played Xbox 360 back then, before converting to the dark side on PlayStation. So that was probably the first time I started making liveries on games, and then kind of moved forward to Need for Speed. Still preferred to make motorbikes, wish I could have made motorbike liveries, and then along comes Ride 3 with the livery editor, and there we go. So this detail on the side, subtle but worth it. I put the logo on a couple of times, laid it over, I put a red square over the top, turned down the opacity, and then I added some gradients at the bottom and the top to give it a very subtle effect with the clover design. Their main sponsor is Palfinger Island, which is where you can see that Irish clover. So the riders for this team, 3-rider outfit. You've got Eugene McManus, born in 1999. He finished 4th in the British Supersport Championship last year with 3 podium finishes, so he was up there. So I expect to see him even more so up there this year. You have James McManus, his brother. He's actually the 2022 British Supersport champion, which I found out during my research, which is very cool. But he's there in the British Supersport now, and he's improving round on round, so I think in time he'll be up there too. And then the valuable addition of Harry Truelove, who actually is the number that I do finish off with. I know I put a 44 on there. Layers dictate that I had 2 layers to have my number, so it's a number 4. So I do end up with the number 4 of Harry Truelove. So yeah, he's a seasoned rider. He's rode in the British paddock for I think 10 years now, maybe more than 10 years. And last year finished 5th overall in the British Supersport Championship. So you have 2 riders that should be up there this year at the sharp end. And he's joined this season to MMB Racing. So he'll be bringing some consistency and bringing some experience to the team. So you'll see me on the screen now that I'm using the squares to chip into the colour. Can you see? To create jagged lines. I actually back out of this later and I get rid of all them. So I was perhaps overconfident in the layers and I paid the price for it. So I had to find a different shape that was going to give me that jagged edge, and I found something absolutely perfect, like the kind of weird, not a splat, but the kind of weird wavy. You'll see it. It's on like the 3rd or 4th page, which works way better for blending the colours together with a jagged pattern. But the square shape actually didn't look that great either, so I was very happy. So even I need to probably play around with the shapes more and try and find the right shapes for things. But I really like the colour scheme. You've got the quite dark red, moving into like a dusky dark yellow, and then a more brighter orange. Now I tried to get as bright as I could on the orange on this one. It looks really, really nice when it's in gloss paint, but it's probably not as bright as I wanted it. And then you have the introduction of the MMB surfacing logo and the Legan Homes and FrameTech logo, which add a punch of luminous green. It's just eye-catching all over this bike. I really, really want to see this bike in person. And you have the silver exposed metallic tank as well, just to add another layer of complexity. But we've done that on the channel a few times now. It's easy just to set that base paint as a silver and then cover it with your matte stickers to expose it. And you can see that I'm mirroring things now. And I was wasting a lot of layers using that jagged effect, which will give me a few more layers at the end. But wow, I mean, on this bike, you can't use the black, matte black mudguard. You can't edit. And also the back of the bike, the tail, also has quite a lot of uneditable space, which in this instance I was really thankful for, because I couldn't do anything with it anyway. I'd run out. But if I could have edited that, then there is... I mean, go and look at pictures of their bike online. There are literal rows of sponsors that go on that tail. So pretty thankful that I can't edit it. So as well as their exploits in the British Championship, I found out that they've actually been overseas as well. So during pre-season testing, Eugene and Harry participated in a 2-day test in Portugal. They worked alongside former racer Eugene Livery, so that's some more valuable experience. And here you are on screen now, look, adding that shape. Look at that for a fire effect. Such a simple shape, just lined, and it was like 4 layers as opposed to 14 layers. So happy I found that. Anyway, as I was saying, they also had wildcard entries in World Supersport, I found out. So both Eugene and Harry had competed in the Portuguese round at the Algarve International Circuit. So that I couldn't find their results, but that's again some valuable international experience against the best in the world. And if I hadn't used enough layers, there's the Moto Rapido sticker. So this Ducati, as far as I'm aware, is serviced and built by Moto Rapido. Okay, so that's why they had the Moto Rapido sticker on there as well. I think it was probably on the bottom of the bike too, on the fairing, but yeah, it's quite a big one. It's the Moto Rapido. I really did try to get it as perfect as I could. As a result, it's over 100 layers, and I hate it when a sticker goes over 100 layers, but this was back when I created the Leon Haslam Ducati, which it's the main sponsor, and I can't really cut corners with the main sponsor. So it's there, it's on the tail. A little bit of detailing here on the tank. Oftentimes you'll see Ducati wrote on there as well. Put the tailored workwear sticker on. I really like that. It's a cool sponsor. And here we go, trying to use the space that we can at the bottom. I was able to fit Milwaukee on there and Spider, and then look at that, 1,976, game over. There is no more sponsors that's fitting on there, and now I start to panic. So yeah, thank you Milestone for giving me some sponsors at least, so I can put something on here. Saves the day yet again. Might not be the right sponsors, but the bike has sponsors there, and I don't want to leave it blank. Some people would, but no, not me. Like I say, always, if it bothers you that it's the wrong sponsor, you're not going fast enough. I know I say this about a lot of the bikes I've made, but damn, this one's up there with some of the best. It's really, really nice. A little bit of... On the picture I was working from, there was quite a strong, thick tape there on the back. But I want to make sure that I have something. Devil is in the details. It's a really good way to improve, is look at someone's livery and think, okay, what didn't they do on that bike that I can see on the photograph? And why not? Is it possible? Do it to your own liveries. Oh, you didn't put that sponsor there? Why not? You've got some layers, use them. Could you have cut layers from one of your sponsors so you could have put that sticker there? And then with each bike that you make, you improve. Ah, there it is. 2025 MMB Racing Ducati V2 from the British Supersport class. Went with the number 4 for Harry TRUELOVE. As I said, I had 2 layers. It is the best looking British Supersport bike on the grid, I think. I do like the Hippo Suzuki, that's very eye-catching too, but that is stunning. Alright, let's take that out for a spin. Seems right that with Snetterton just passed that we take it round Snetterton. I have got a suit as well. It is Harry Truelove's suit. Nice big jagged orange, red and yellow down the side of it. Big blue number 4 at the back. And then the sponsors in like a box grid format. So I think I might stick with Supersports. Or actually, no. I am going to make a bike that I've not made on the channel yet. So I'm going to look at manufacturers. I think I might go away and make an Aprilia or an MV Agusta. Maybe an MV Agusta. Let me know. I fancy making something completely different. With a bike of this beauty, I have to pause and take a look through the camera. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so coming up on the channel, I have another best of livery coming up soon, so you can come and take a look at lots of cool liveries that people made on a bike of my choosing. And then I'll get to making an MV or an Aprilia, not sure which yet. Go take a look at some other liveries. There's plenty. We've got a growing collection now. And I'll see you very, very soon. Crix is out.